do the description.
We're doing all.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Am I coming through okay?
Yep.
Yeah. This headset's much better.
Yeah, the previous one was just like a pair that I got from Walmart. Like
I got
one of the cheap pairs.
yesterday.
I may just got them because they're One Piece themed.
In my defense, I was sleeping all of yesterday.
You know, that's fine. That's.
I was awake most of the day because my cat kicked me out of my bed.
Can someone at Koi
Sure.
give him a shove?
I
know he said.
I'll
No, he said
scream
he was
Uber
going to
here.
be late. Okay.
I'm good at that. Avi. So he's listed as not online at the moment.
Yeah, I was out and about. Oh my god! Pass! We're having a baby. We're having a baby. I just gave birth to your baby. What should we name our baby?
Garzonzo the 19th.
No, I'm not asking you.
Well, should. I come up with the best names.
There we go. I named it.
As shown by my
His name is Diego. There's literally no reason why you'd have a Spanish name.
Yeah, I'm okay with it being named Diego.
Diego's a good name. It's a good name.
Khan, the destroyer.
Yo,
A
it's
small wooden
Cena. No way, it's Cena. Oh shit.
You know, the Warrior Princess. I used to love that show so much.
Oh, same.
Same. Oh my god, I want to rewatch that at some point.
What show?
Xena.
Xena, the Warrior Princess.
There were also the Hercules one that was made in the same year frame where they even had crossover episodes. Loved that one.
Xena Hercules?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I liked Xena more than I liked Hercules.
I mean, she had better outfit. She got a lesbian.
I never watched Xena.
Like,
Well, part of the reason is because I felt like the storylines were better.
not true.
That, and also I was a young boy watching a woman and fight in scantily clad outfit.
My opener was a killer.
Yeah.
Swords too.
Sadly, you're a bit young for Xena, Seamus. Bit young. Back in the day when TV was a little bit more cringe.
It wasn't
Look.
cringe, it was great.
No, it was
okay.
cringe. It was great, but it was
Well,
cringe. Like,
It was absolutely.
When you look
great.
back on it now, some of the shows are, yeah.
All I have to do, like, if I watch a show
I will never watch Xena again because it will ruin it for me, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like I need to remember it fondly in the way I watched it in my youth. If I watch it now as the person I am, I will hate it.
I mean, I did get a movie collection from my childhood, being the Hot Wheels Highway 35 series.
God. Okay, you win.
Wait, what? What do you mean I win?
You win.
He says he's
I
on
need
his
some
way.
explanation, please.
You win the game of cringe.
Yeah.
What do you mean
Yeah.
cringe? The Hot Wheels
What?
movies were awesome.
Sure. I bet they were.
Look,
Like, I will race in
I
all
would give
four
you
Star Racer
such a
movies.
pat on the back right now if we were in the same room. Just a nice.
I
Yep.
grew up on movies like those wacky men and their flying machines.
The fuck?
Because my dad preferred movies from like the 1960s and 50s. So, like one of the things that I took Alice to see was I made her watch The Court Jester.
Amazing.
And she got to see a young Angela Lansbury.
Amazing.
Oh, I fucking
And she
love
was
her.
jaw dropping.
Oh god, she's still jaw dropping. Who are you talking about?
Alright, so Pass, are you ready to go? Yes.
Yeah, I'm just give me a second here. I'm ready to go. I was just fondly remembering, all TV show series and whatnot from my childhood and younger days. Like,
Yeah. I know. I gotta put an end to this because we'll talk.
Like Darkwing Duck.
Right.
Dark.
We'll talk forever.
After stream, Boyd. After stream, we can continue, and we need to get live.
Yeah.
We are live.
Yeah,
what are you
I
talking
know.
about, Cells?
Okay. All right.
Oh shit! 1 sec.
Okay. So I'm good to do the thingy.
Hi.
Okay. So, recap! Wait, I shouldn't yell. I'm sorry, did I peek when I do that?
No.
There he is.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'm getting used to my mic is in my throat right now, so I'm getting used to it.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, last week, actually 2 weeks ago, last session, after a long night of pulling survivors out of burning rubble, our little band of heroes decided they need a full 24 hours rest before attempting portal stuff. But the next day, Kolith and Seamus decided to explore further into the ruins and discovered a large gate, which, upon opening, revealed soldiers about to patrol the ruins. The soldiers appeared to have stayed inside this gated upper city, while the lower city was destroyed by the large horde of beastmen. Kolith gritted his teeth, put on his best fake smile, and approached the soldiers. They were not charmed by him in the slightest, and arrested them both while spouting racist slurs about Kolith's people. The soldiers gathered up any survivors that were easy to grab, arresting them as well. The group made their way to the rest of the party and the survivors they dug up the night before. Upon hearing that all of them were to be detained, Tenny attempted to work her charm and find out why these people I can't read my own writing, and find out what these people had done wrong. She was immediately struck down and intimidated into submission. Apparently, these soldiers hate elves more than rangers and gypsies. With the help of a large sleeping barbarian battering ram, the guardian youths, Sorbeck and Riley, were able to escape and hide. If Tenny's pointy ears were too freaky for them, imagine what they would do to these two who look no different from beastmen. And yes, Koi slept through this whole session. Nim tried to sneak around and save her people, but sadly she was caught and tied up like the rest. The group of prisoners were escorted to the gate, where a large, nasty man claiming to be a high priest of Mareth, the all-female religion worshipping a snake goddess, told the crowd that it was his great honor to tell the lower city that they were allowed to rebuild their own homes. And they would give them food and supplies or something. Sure, maybe. Seamus knew right away he was a fraud and called him out on it, which got him a death sentence. Tenny cut her binds with the knife strapped to her thigh and started to make her way to Seamus, ready to incite violence. But Merelda beat her to it. Upon pushing herself to the front of the crowd, she lowered her hood to reveal her snake-adorned head. She announced herself a true priestess of Mareth and turned the impostor to stone. Seeing her power, the soldiers immediately did as she told them and let everyone go. Time to go back to resting. Tenny and Seamus snuggled up with a pile of orphans, which got Nim really angry with Seamus. It would seem Nim is a little tiny bit jealous of the cuddle puddle when Seamus and Tenny refused to snuggle with her earlier in the campaign. Probably doesn't help that her saber-toothed tiger guardian isn't around, aka her body pillow. Kolith and Nim got talking the next day to a soldier about elves, science, and things, and that soldier invited them into the upper city to meet his cousin, an alchemist, I think? Is he an alchemist? To share knowledge. Clearly, a woman of her intellect deserves better than to hang with this riffraff. Nim obviously kept her ears hidden, of course. And upon entering the city, that's where we ended, and probably where we will begin. And that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you for the easy recap. You make it a point of inspiration.
Thank you.
But yes, where we left off, you guys were down by the green mark on the map, where you were meeting up with a couple of people. And I believe some of you were planning something. So I'm a little bit on the loose because I wasn't giving much information about what you guys were up to, so give me just a moment to
Well, what Kolith wanted to do is he wanted to spend his, he wanted to impress these people and, with luck, trade for some recipes see what kind of potions can be procured here. In other words, he wanted to involve himself in some horse trading. That was Kolith's goal.
But potions.
Well, yes, but
Yeah, not horses, but potions.
yes, but the general term for such things would be horse trading.
I think I just disconnected for a
Why
second.
why wouldn't it just be commerce?
I always viewed horse trading as just trading in general, but it's all good. They both work. Unless I am misusing that colloquialism.
I don't know. I'm a city girl, so maybe I just never heard it before.
I come from the countryside, and I haven't heard about the the expression of horse trading before, because that's a little bit like, what do you mean by that exactly? Because even me from, the countryside is a little bit like, eh?
Yeah. It could be like an American cowboy thing. I don't know.
It is. It's an
I mean,
American thing. It's
farmers do trade
part in
livestock.
food bargaining, especially in packs and whatnot. So
I'm a Canadian.
Mm.
I'm sure they say it all the time in Alberta. Alberta,
it's
Canadian
American
cowboys.
colonialism.
That's where they live.
So my apologies.
It's fine. But where you were left off was outside a big building, like clear stone, high rise, in the back courtyard, so to speak, where you were meeting up with. Oh god, don't tell me I misplaced my notes. I might have misplaced my notes. Fuck.
Looks like an area with like a lot of smokestacks.
Oh no.
The child ate it.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry, that just came out. Just say the child ate it. Yeah.
That's related. Great.
Child ate the nuts. Yes.
So, Koi, do you want to make a portal?
You want a portal?
You want to make a portal?
You
Oh,
want to tell
jeez.
plenty of people to
Do you want to
To our
release the
land.
Kraken?
you want to save them from an eternity of
Free.
slavery.
Tyranny.
Or do you want to leave them here so they'll slowly
Okay, let's stop.
die?
Let's stop. We're doing a terrible job.
Yeah, we
We're
should
doing
stop
a
before we
really
get
bad
sued by
job.
Disney.
We're doing really, really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that just means that they will copyright slap us, right? Because it's so bad.
No.
They will still copyright strike us, goddammit. It's
No,
Disney we're
no.
talking about.
No, they won't.
Gosh darn it. You don't
Think about the
swear.
monies.
You don't swear.
They can walk.
You did also bring Raleigh and Sobek with you. They were just, disguised.
Disguised. Yeah. Remember, we have to blend in with the Humies, kids.
With the raciest humies.
Wait, there's a non-racist Humie that we are aware of now? What?
They're not racist. They're just misunderstood. Wait, no, wrong way.
Yeah.
If all I know was a level 11 druid can't transfer via plants.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nah, it's not. It's not that they're racist per se. It's just that they don't. They just have a fear of the unknown.
You want to know how I know someone has been eating my dip? Because I make it a point to keep the dip nice and level with my chips because I'm that weirdo. And then whenever Tim eats the dip, it's like he makes it his own personal constructive mission to get to the bottom of the container by any means necessary.
I mean, that just means your dip is good.
It is good.
Is it hell of a good?
I also would like some. Oh, it's hella good. I gotta save some now.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
then you can just
What
share,
flavor?
you know.
It's jalapeno artichoke with the cream cheese. It's so good.
That does sound good.
Mm-hmm.
There's
I
so
really like
many
the French
words.
onion one.
Oh,
The only word I understood was jalapeno, and that was it.
You say jalapeno artichoke with the
jalapeno
cream
artichoke
cheese.
with the cream cheese. The cream
What's
cheese.
okay, I know cream cheese. I've never had it, but I know it. And
An
I know it's
artichoke is the product of when a thistle gets really, really big and produces a fruit. And funnily enough, an artichoke is from the thistle family. And when they're very little, they could be mistaken as milk thistle.
Sweet.
and they are
Yep.
very delicious.
Boy, you never had
I've,
cream cheese?
yeah,
No,
no, I haven't had.
hasn't had artichokes either.
Wait,
So
wait. Actually, no, I've never had artichoke, but I have had cream cheese on a
I was
yeah,
pizza.
there
about to
you go.
say, I was about to say you're missing out on cream cheese.
I mean, cream cheese is
Cream
alright.
cheese.
Guys, we
Eatable.
bring focus back to the game and away from
Oh, we're
food.
buying you time so that we can get your notes.
Gosh darn it, the DM's like, guys, I can't believe you guys are getting off topic. We're like, no, we're just waiting on you.
We're buying you time because you said you were looking for your notes.
Yeah, but I can't find
Yeah.
them. I think they might have been thrown out when me and Perry were doing cleanup here like last week.
Okay, so Doom,
Your
what
notes
would you
aren't
the
digital,
Republic?
dude?
What the hell?
Dang. Look at this old man.
They're not in
Okay.
a notepad? Okay, first off, no.
I'll get off the stage. Thank you. I know where the exit is, don't worry. I'll let myself out.
Don't call them all. Maybe he won't die.
He
All
he's
right, pass.
very
Set the stage from us, because we don't know what we're doing. That's why we're talking like this.
Yeah.
Doom.
I was trying
Yeah.
to, but then you guys kind of cut me off, and I was just like sitting here like, really? I was trying to explain the scene here, and then I'm getting cut off like F in the chat.
F in the chat, guys, for the DM. F in the chat.
Players. F from the chat for the players.
You met up with the guard you met with, whose name is eluding me, and I can still not find the papers in which I wrote his name down on, but
It was Johan.
I don't think it was Johan. I think it was more close to.
Johan now.
It's Johan.
It is now.
It's
It
Johan.
is now.
Yeah, so you meet up with the guard named Johan. Take it from there, Pat.
He then escorts you through the city, in which you like. Also, you were giving the access passes to the upper city for the day, and he escorts you down here into the courtyard of this like towering, almost high-rise liking building, like several stories tall, cut stone building of white stone. Where he then were going to present you, Koliv, with your two disguised assistants to meet with his cousin, who was an alchemist of the air caste.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that's the highest cast.
It is.
Yeah.
Give me a second, I'm finding the correct music for this one. No, 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 no. Ah, there we go. As you also see and hear the sound of a bustling city around you, even though it's very, very quiet, you also hear something beating on something. And you see a servant coming out. Greetings, Trevor. My master will greet you in his workshop now. If you would please follow me.
Of course, of course. I'd be happy to. And I follow.
As you walk through, you come into this large room wherein you can see different stations of various elements of crafting and refinement of different things.
Okay.
But you also see in the back, as you hear the clanging of what is best to be described of metal being beaten, you see a large man directing a couple of workers as they are heating and beating out this heated piece of metal.
I really wish Koi was here. Okay.
Like, he's not, he's large as in his build, but he's not large as in,
In his size.
well, he is height-wise is he large, and he is a little bit broad-shouldered, but he's mostly of build like someone who doesn't do much physical work in a sense, but he does still, keep a semblance of being fit. He's lanky. Is the
A
best.
blacksmith that doesn't do that. Interesting.
He's not a blacksmith. The workers who are working for him are blacksmiths, though. They are broad and muscular built as they are beating out the metal under his supervision.
Mm-hmm. Is it pretty obvious that this is the guy who I'm here to meet?
Well, you do see that his robes are discolored. He's wearing of many different colors and whatnot, of things that have like splooshed onto the clothing and hasn't really gone out. So you would guess so.
Okay, then.
You also see that his fingers are colored blackish.
Okay. I'll give him a rather over-the-top bow. Greetings. I am Kolith of Ember, and I am a traveling alchemist. I hear that you are also one inclined to alchemy. Would that be correct?
Well, yes, of course, and welcome, Kolith of Ember. I am Artius of the Aircast.
Well, Artius, it is an honor to meet you. May I show you some of my wares?
Sure. You continue on what you're doing, and I'll get back to you. And remember the shape I told you I wanted in. It needs to be perfect. And you see him walking over to a different workstation where you can see different balls, mortars, and other pottery filled to the brim with something, and he like slowly, arranges things so that you have a place to put your things on display for him.
Okay. Well, am I? I specialize in some potion work. Well, in some healing in the healing arts, as I produce several healing potions. I also have recipes for more mundane things, as well as some less savory um, items such as poisons. Um, and I have stronger versions of these, of course. But
Stronger versions.
yes, yes, yes.
You see him taking one of your bottles with the normal healing potion and
Mhm.
takes a glass, a small glass cup, and I would say something akin to a glass cup,
Okay.
and pours it into. Hmm, thick. Hmm. Really raw, but I can see. Seen something like this. Is this made out of local plants where you have plants you have traveled? Because I don't recognize most of the ingredients that seems to be in this.
Oh yes, I traveled into the deep dark forest, or forest to the we're in the west, so in the eastern jungles.
Into the lands of the barbarians?
Oh yes,
Huh.
I told you
Curious.
I explore the natural world looking for new combinations to make the potions.
Ah, so you also are naturalist, I would say, one who studies the world around us, yes?
It's a rather limited explanation of what I do, but yes, that a naturalist suffices.
Do you have any of the plants with you? I would love to write some of these plants down because if you have any saplings, even I would love to get a sample to grow on my own. If you possibly have that,
I have dried samples.
they might
Um,
still have seeds in them that can be revived.
Now, I'd be willing to, but I suspect that you and your town, this wonderful city of knowledge and enlightenment, would have um, knowledge that it'd be willing to share with me. I'd be rather silly to give you my knowledge without some sort of equivalent exchange. Wouldn't you say?
Of course, I do know the laws in which your people walks in. Nothing is truly free. There's always a price attached to it.
In all things, that is true.
But sure, I guess we can make a deal. Is there anything particular you seek as payment?
Well, first off, what kind of potions? Well, I'd love to find potions that I know nothing of, or recipes of strange concoctions. Always tickles my mind.
Well, hmm. Do you have a recipe book? Perchance?
he thinks, and then he digs through his bag, and he's going to produce some clay tablets.
And a few
Um,
rolled up skins also, because you're sometimes you don't have access to clay.
You're right. I would have access to clay to skins. You're absolutely right.
So it's a mixture of like a few clay tablets are wrapped in skins that's also containing written
Yeah.
or semi-written. Huh.
I bring out my assemblage of book, my proto book.
I swear, if you guys come back with paper, Shame is going to lose it.
No. Well, they might have paper. If they have paper, I'm getting the recipe for paper. Don't worry.
Still using clay, I see, and skins.
Unfortunately, it is rather difficult to manufacture anything better on the road. I sort of have an apologetic shrug.
No, it's still fine. It's still some of the best material you have for writing as of now. But there may be something else I might interest you in.
Really? What pertel may that be?
You see him like bark an order at the other workers who are working over by the forge and make them leave the workshop. And he like, can you like show your entourage to back over to the door at least? I have something quite astonishing I want to show you.
I nod to Nim. I have a pleading look in my eye, like please follow my orders. Okay. So they
Nim
both
just
got
stands menacing. Gosh.
I turn around again, looking confident.
Come over here and I should show you something I have discovered through trial and error for quite a while.
As one inventor to another, I would be ecstatic.
You see him like moving a few boxes away while like looking over his shoulder, you know, like paranoid. And he procures a single scroll.
Is this vellum or is this paper?
The closest thing I would say this is made out of the same material a papyrus is made out of.
Okay. I will be... my eyes will grow wide. What is that?
Something, my friend, that will revolutionize the way that we keep our knowledge. I have only managed to make this one perfect piece as of yet, but I am perfecting the way to make it. I have managed to collect samples of reeds from the small river and the lake we have up here, and have mushed it up and pressed it together, so to speak, and then let it dry. There's also a few other things that needs to be done with it, but I won't say that, you know, to respect that I keep my recipe secret too, you know.
I nod in understanding. This is worth trading. My sir, my dear, my sir. Okay. I proceed to rustle around my bag, and I pull out. I'm going to do a quick nature check to see if I can find any seeds of the healing herbs that I use.
Sure, roll me a nature check with advantage.
Rightio.
you're supposed to be efficient in this.
I,
I'm joking. I'm joking. You
I rolled
pass.
7, man.
You still pass.
Yeah. Okay.
You manage to take up a few of the different herb-like flowers you have used, and he like takes over a small um, metal plate to put them on, and then he like slowly like taps the flower, and you see a few small seeds releases from the flower.
And then I will I'll carve a incredibly thin segment from my recipe book, and mark down the recipe for my for my healing potion, um using uh, mold earth, and I'll mark down what goes into my a recipe, and I hold it up. This, my method in exchange for your method, my seeds in exchange for your seeds. Do we have a deal?
What kind of seeds is that you are looking for?
For the reeds, or out of character, do we have just because as Kolith would know, do we have reeds in our neck of the woods?
You actually have something that potentially would be better.
Okay, so then I don't need that. Okay.
What do you mean? You actually blur out, I actually think I have something better than the reeds from here. You might like accidentally blur it out. And you see
Okay.
him like look at you like, what do you mean?
Well, they're unless I've missed my guess, mine are a little bit more meaty. So you'd be getting more raw material per per or uh, per reed. Might be a little bit more fibrous.
Because can you remember what I told you that you guys had down by the river that surrounds the island?
Honestly, I wasn't an herbalist at that time, so I wasn't paying too much attention to it. I'm sorry.
That's fair. But you have the same reeds that they practically grew in Egypt
Okay.
to make papyrus out of. You have the same
Oh.
reeds growing wildly, undomesticated, of course, down by a river, wherein he has used local reeds, which is more of the same reeds that we have up here in the north, which means that they are much more thin and not as fibrous either.
Okay. Then I will give that description of them.
And you see him like quickly noting down on like a piece of. He also have procured a piece of skin, so to speak, to write down on. And you're telling me that you have an abundance of these reeds down where you and your companions travel from?
Yes.
Hmm.
Quite a bit. I was also able to discover some rather interesting, well, as you see, these interesting herbs, and I suspect that there's a lot more there. I've only begun my experimentations out there.
Right. I would be willing to pay for these things. If I can get an ample supply from your people to here, so to speak.
That may be able to be arranged. Especially if I can get in contact with the convoy of Ember. Do you know if they've been through here recently?
The last time I heard of the embers being passed here is several months ago, before you were heading northwest.
Nods. As I suspected. Anywho, shall we continue our exchange?
You see him procure a small glass bottle. Where yours, can you remember what color you described your healing potion in?
Oh, what color my healing potion is
Yeah.
or mine's probably a greenish, inish, pink reddish. It doesn't look very appetizing.
No, he procures a small bottle of one that is like a vicious reddish, and he like places it on the table.
Uh-huh.
This is a healing potion I have made after long times distilling of the different ingredients and keeping clear. But this one, even though it's like really thick, I guess you have used a honey base for it.
There is some. But this is, as I told you before, this is my weak version. This, and I bring out one of the superior ones. One of the potions of greater healing. This, my friend, this is the real deal.
He takes out a small glass container and like pours it out, and it's still a thick, syrupy mixture that like pours out of it, but it's like a pure green with reddish stripes in it. Is the best way to describe how it looks, and he's just like really puzzling looking at it. You're telling me that this is the strongest you can make, and you know, he like takes it up, like studying it, like prods it with a small wooden spoon, and like it takes a few samples of it and like tastes it. When he takes the first one you brought to him, he's just like, like removed a little bit of that kink I have in my neck. When he like takes the strong one, you just see him like suddenly like shoots up, like fully stretching out.
So, what do you think?
That thing just removed my back problems, like.
Well, there's something
You
to be
see
said.
him starting stretching out, like. I must say, I'm impressed, my good friend.
The treasures you can find if you're only willing to step outside your door.
I would, but I am sadly not allowed to leave the city as I am of the air caste.
That's rather sad, don't you think? Not being able to explore the world and fly around like the air, like air would.
That is
Doesn't
true.
it get stale in here?
I don't live down here. my good friend. And he points up. I live up there, underneath the very stars themselves.
True.
But I have something I would like to show you. Something marvelous has happened over the last few months. If you would come with me, you can take your entourage with you if you like.
All right.
You see him before leaving, like he packs up the piece of the papyrus he had produced and like packs it underneath the boxes again.
I'm going to make sure that I have the method for making papyrus written down, and I'm going to gather up my materials and follow, and I'm going to pointedly look at Nim and kind of trying to psychically tell her, if you can pocket some glass or something, do it. And then I will quickly follow.
You're going to steal from him? Wow.
These people left the others to die, and then gathered up the. And Nim didn't understand anyway.
Kolith is a bad person. Kolith is a bad person. That's just how it is.
He's a coward. He's a thief.
What don't you want to try? At least convince him to try. Maybe I don't know. Maybe let someone who knows smithing work to come with us if he can't leave himself. I mean, at least a glass blower.
I'm going to try to get them to give us a technical envoy, or let me write down shit from their libraries. That's why I'm slowly doling stuff out. Anywho,
as you walk up, as you go out from the workshop, and you're taking all the way up, you see this tall room where it's like a staircase just traveling around, going up to the top. 7 stories high.
that is gigantic.
I told you. It pays off being of the highest caste in the city. As you reach the top, you see this overhang roofing. You come up to this room where there you can see that on all sides there is a balcony built out from, and he goes over and pulls on something, and you see that the roof itself retracts and opens up. And you see a big tube-like construct pointing towards the sky. And you also see a small table next to it with a lot of skin scrolls littered about with a small writing station next to it. So as a naturalist of your own kind, I guess you have maybe not really studied the stars themselves or anything, or any of the natural and unnatural phenomenon of this of the celestial bodies themselves, have you?
I'm not the most knowledgeable about such things. Some of my companions, they do know much more about the stars than I do.
Really?
out of character. I believe Nim knows something about the stars, though I know that Seamus knows the most. So I'm kind of like, I know about plants. Is what I know. I know small bits about the stars, enough to do basic navigation, but the eccentricities are rather beyond me.
Well,
It is a rather limited. It is rather limited me.
and what is your belief that the star is?
Well, the stars, they are okay. Um, do you want me to roll a history, or do you want me to bullshit my people's those
Roll me a history.
legends about the stars?
You may roll a history.
Radio. Okay. The stars, they they're this is rather a fanciful description of them. They're the campfires of those who are traveling through the stars. Sorry, through the great emptiness of the sky, and they help lead each other forward to find their own path. I know it's rather fanciful, but that's what I was raised with.
Be prepared to have your mind blown, my good friend. They're not.
They're not.
No. No, 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 no. Come here. And he, like, guides you over.
Leans in.
Take a look through this little thing here.
Okay.
As you look into it, you see like he first, like takes a look at it and like turns on a few valves and handles on it to configure it correctly. And then he lets you look through it.
Okay.
As you look through the telescope, you see another sun. Really, 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 really far out. But you can see another sun.
My goodness gracious. That creates a rather large amount of conundrums.
Yes, it completely changed what our current understanding of that. We just thought there were one sun, and all of these small specks were either the eyes of the divine or legends of campfires of our kindred out in the ether, away from here. But no, each one little dot on the sky is a sun itself.
I would infer that there's other planets orbiting those, heated by those suns.
Potentially.
Which then infers that there is extra gods and different worlds of. He's gonna sit down. Colt is just gonna sit down. If there's a chair, he'll sit on it. If not, he'll just sit on the ground. We are nothing but a dot to them.
I have only been able to look at one of the closest what I believe is a neighboring star of that is like a sister to our own. I don't know how far it is, but by the conjecture of when it gets visible, which is every quarter of a year, it's close, I would say. That if we had some way to travel out there, we might be able to visit it. But it gives an entire new trying to understand how the great celestial movement works.
That is wow. just wow. Kolth is just going to be in utter shock with the utter levels of connections that it would be making, and the imagining traveling to a whole new world,
You see
voyaging
him.
there.
You see him starts finagling with the telescope again, and you see how it like swings almost 90 degrees. And then he just like, take a look at this. You remember we have 3 moons, but suddenly a 4th one disappeared out of nowhere.
Yes.
There is other planets out there.
There are other planets orbiting that moon?
No. We are not on the sole sphere of this world.
You mean in the solar system?
Yes, in our understanding of the celestial bodies, we always thought we were the only ones with the 3, now 4 moons. We are not. Take a look, and I'll show you.
Well, we always knew that there were more, but he'll look.
I have managed to find the first body that is not our own, or one of the moons.
He'll look at it and just be gobsmacked.
As you look into it, you see like this gray, like this massive grayish mass in it.
Mhm.
Like, it's really hard to get a good look at it because like you can only see like a quarter of the planet because it's lighted up by the sunlight.
Oh yeah.
I know it might not be easy to see it, but it is right there.
Undeniably.
And I have been trying to do the calculations on how far out it might be, but sadly it seems only to be made of rock, like a big floating mountain, almost I would call it.
Well, let me quickly do an intelligence check, because Tim knows how to determine their distance, but will Kolth be able to determine it? Seems to me that if you can figure out the distance between our world and the moon, you can use it to help triangulate the distance. And you'd be able to determine the distance. Another way you'd be able to determine the distance is by looking at the size variation in your microscope. Well, sorry, in your telescope. If you can say that the moon is 100 miles from one end to the other, and then compare it to the other planet, we can start to estimate.
Well, that's the
It's
problem. There's only what I speculate is a quarter of the planet visible at all times.
but that's all that you need.
That's
You
true,
just need to
but I
segment it.
don't know. I cannot see the full shape of it. I'm not even sure if it's fully round.
Granted, that will require more observations. I imagine at this point they get into a bit of a discussion of how to determine its shape and whatnot.
Math bros. They become
Yes.
math bros. Just
Yes.
just fucking calculations everywhere.
Yes.
Like you see him like pull out like a giant blackboard almost, like a stone surface where he takes some chalk and like starts, you can see that's already some writing on it, and he like starts, continue on the writing on it as you two having a discussion on it.
And at this point he will shift into his Boston accent as he's just thoughtlessly chatting with this guy.
What does the rest of you guys actually do as you see these two are geeking out in the corner?
Koi ain't there, so I don't know. Koi's somewhere else. He wouldn't have come. He said he was gonna stay and I think rest or something, but yeah, Koi's not there, so I don't know. I wanna know what the rest
Yeah.
are doing.
Yeah, Nim, what are you doing? What are you doing, Nim?
Nim, what are you doing? Nim, what are you doing? Nim. Nim.
Careful, the cat's got claws.
Nim, what are you doing? Nim.
Nim is just...
Come on, Nim. No,
Did Nim fall? Did Void fall asleep?
Let me go check on it.
Oh, she just rolled an intelligence check, so she's fine.
So Nim is trying to figure out what the fuck this is, how the fuck to build it, and more importantly, is it going to be useful for them to actually use?
Ah.
Because that is a giant thing. That roof is cool. I like the roof. Maybe I want the roof more than the telescope.
Gosh darn it.
Why not both? Can I make this? How do I make this? I don't have the weird metal things that they do, but I could try to make this, right? Fuck. That's pretty much what she's been fussing around with. So while those two have been freaking out, going full nerd, she's been trying to be like, can I build this at home? In my garage? I could probably do that. Yeah.
Nim is the full nerd and Colith is the nerd that doesn't try to hide it.
She'll probably be looking at seeing how the kids are reacting as well.
You see, Sobek like looks at some of the like it's like looking at some of the scrolls. Like he picked up a couple of the scrolls and looks at them and nods. You see, Raleigh is like looking through the telescope.
Do you see anything weird in there, or?
You see him expertly pull a few handles and turning a few valves and knobs, and you see how the telescope starts slowly creaking and moving into another position. Well, the other fighter looks over from him and, hey, what are you doing? Be careful. Raleigh just lifts his hand up and just be like, don't worry, I saw what you did, I'm trying something here.
What are you trying?
Huh.
He's probably worried about it because there's only this one, maybe?
What is that?
If it's a giant snake purple thing, tell it to get in the Pokeball.
Ma, I think you need to look at this.
What is it?
You see him looking worried almost.
Well, Nim is short enough to kind of sit on Raleigh's lap and look through the telescope.
As you look through, you see this striped. Like you can't even, as you see him still cranking a little bit. Has like the first thing you see is like a couple of stripes of something, and then you just see how it slowly zooms out, and you see a planet in motion, but it's striped in different colorations of a mixture of red, yellow-ish colors, and a little bit of orange, and a few others. Which is weird. Because it seems like the stripes are not solid.
Like smoke.
You see the artificer like stops his discussion with Koloth and like walks over. What did you find? May I see?
He found, yeah, it's this sphere looking motion, stripes, like a tiger, but the movement reminds me of smoke from a torch.
You see him looking at it for a moment. You see him quickly grabs something as he like looks at the dials, what they are set to, and then he like starts dribbling something down. My boy, I don't know what you did, but you just found something I haven't found yet. What is your name?
Go on, hon. Tell the nice man your name.
Riley? Well, Riley, meet Raleigh. Congratulations, you have a planet named after you because you found it. Everybody just see Raleigh just like for a moment like just freezes up and just looks a little bit dumbfounded and just like, you know, raise his finger about to say something, but just like
probably know the planet existed already.
Honestly, he probably did.
Yeah, you probably did. It's like, that's not what it's called. You know what? Never mind.
It's what the humans are going. It's what the Mortys are going to call it. So it's fine.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely.
Of course,
Right.
unless you want it to be called something else. Well, I was thinking because of the stripes to call it tigress.
Tiger.
But what do you say that? Yes, I see what you mean there, young one. With it having like this smoky texture in its coloration. Odd.
Anyone else hear that?
Hear what?
Hmm.
No, just me? Okay.
Well, it depends. What are you hearing?
Oh, someone is streaming. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Did
The
you?
Roll20.
Yeah, did you mean to do that, Gut?
No, I was. I saw a weird button and I pressed it.
Oh.
I forgot to hit mute before I pressed it.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah, no,
Discord
it has-
issues. Pressing,
Yeah, no, it's because-
pressing random buttons in Discord is dangerous. Anyway, go back.
Sorry.
I mean, they had an integration with Discord and Roll20, so like it's easier to play on Roll20 while in a Discord as long as you have a computer.
Yeah. Sorry, but sorry again. I did not mean to.
That's fair enough. But I must say, the size of it is ginormous. Kolif, come here and take a look at this.
I will run over and take a look.
You
Is
see
it because
him.
it's so close? Or is it because it's so big?
He like points at the settings. How like it's like zoomed over half away to its maximum zoom capability. Like that is huge. It must be huge. Given how much had to be zoomed out to see the full extent of the planet. It's bigger than the other one I showed you, Kolif.
Nods. Well then, I guess we're up. We've almost doubled the amount of extraplanetary objects in so many days.
Well, I only have had this for like 2 weeks since I had it first built and tested.
Well, I think it's paying off, wouldn't you?
I would say so.
Amazing
2
job.
weeks, 2 planets.
But I would say we are done here. And he like goes over and pulls in a handle, and like the telescope slides a little bit together as the roof like closes up again.
Do you have directions and recipes for the roof? The telescope? But the roof. Definitely the roof.
Are you sure? Do you know how much this costs to make?
I know that it's going to take me 3 months to build.
You hear him starts laughing. Like
What?
almost to the point of tears being shredded.
That is a dangerous game we're playing there.
Hmm.
My dear, this entire construct is made of materials I have procured myself through very expensive means. Like the entire thing is made out of copper, first off. All the mechanical bits in it, and you would need a mixture of springs, cogs. Don't even get me talking about the glass you need to make it. This is a one
I
of a
want
kind.
to
It
have
took
the
me
recipe
2
for the
years.
glass.
This took me 2
Ah.
years to assemble.
Huh. I'm just talking about building the roof.
Oh,
I don't know how to make the telescope. That looks like a more complicated recipe. But the roof is definitely 3 months. I like the roof.
I would say maybe 5. That depends on really how you want to set it together, really.
I have strong men. They are capable. And many workers. Shouldn't be hard. But I understand. One-of-a-kind tools like this have to be protected. Makes sense. But the roof is good. Good for cooking, too. Don't want the fumes to get stuck in the house, right?
No, I usually don't work up here. I work down in the bottom layer with the air canals to air out the lab, so to speak.
What are those? And how do they work?
Well, you see, in the just in the flooring section before going to the upper floor above my lab, I have built hardened clay canals wherein the fumes and all that moves into and then out the building, so to speak, into the chimneys, so to speak.
It's a chimney.
He stops what he's doing and then looks at you, then looks at your clothing and just that's why. I guess you don't live in stone buildings yet, I can only presume.
No, we have brick. And reed.
You have brick, but you don't know what a chimney is. A chimney is a construct wherein you build like a hole to guide the smoke out in a certain direction. He walks you over to one of the balconies and points to several of these stone chimneys that stakes up from the lower floors of the building. Like, you see there where the smoke comes up from over there? That's a chimney.
I see. That's where it all vents through. How do the houses stay warm?
Because the building themselves are very insulated. It keeps the warmth because the smoke runs through air canals through most of the building, but are guided out through the chimneys.
I see what you mean.
You have to remember, stone and brick houses are like ovens, in a sense. You know, where the warmth stay inside, but you can easily, air out the smoke from the oven by having a air hole in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the same case with what a stone building is. How to keep the warmth on the inside, but only allowing a small quantity of the heat out together with the smoke.
I see what you mean. Okay. There are people amongst us that are used to more civilized houses, and they are the ones that are utilizing bricks. Perhaps they will already know what these chimneys are and be using them. But thank you. At least I'll have a better understanding of what I'm coming back home to.
Right. Is there anything like I can try and give you the schematics of how the roof here can open up to some degree? Made myself, of course. But you would need some really skilled carpenters for it to be able to, and potentially even a really good engineer or architect to make it work flawlessly like I did.
I do not know about an engineer or architect, but I do have carpenters. They seem to understand how to build things once I'm able to make a smaller model. So it works.
Right. You see him like eyeing Nim with a high level of suspicion.
Have you ever heard of a yurt?
No, I have not. What
Would you
is a
like
yurt?
to?
Sure. I can show you some of mine, you can show me some of yours then. Fair exchange.
So, do you have things I could build a small model, perhaps?
Sure, we can go down to my workshop. I build models of different structures down there too,
Good.
if you like.
Because I would like the recipe for your jewels. That shiny tube. I like the shiny bottle jar thing. I want to learn how to make a shiny jar. Please?
It is out of my expertise, but I have a few workers who know how to make glass, if that's what you're speaking of.
Yes, that one. Shall we? Get down?
Sure. Follow me. I.
Flustered? Flustered. Concert?
My manners. Can I offer you anything, eat, drink, or anything?
Yes.
Anything specific?
I'm not allergic, so I'm curious.
Any specialties, beverages you like?
I want to try your favorites.
You see him walk over to something mounted in the wall where he like first pulls in a string, and you can like hear a small bell ringing somewhere in the building, and then you see him
What
like
bird?
opens a small lid of like a pipe that like sticks out the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him like turn around and like walk over to the wall, and then you see him and he like puts his ear to it, and then he like talks into it and asks for some refreshment to be brought to the workshop for him and his guests.
It's a weird bird. Do you see this? He pulled a string, it offended a bird, and now he's talking to a spirit? Or a person?
I think it's a person more than anything. Somehow he's trapping the sound. Fascinating.
But come now, follow me, all of you, and we will go down to my other workshop.
Follow.
Okay. Follows.
As you follow him down the many flights of stairs, you see him turning into a different workstation where you can see different appliances of woodworking and models strewing about the entire shop, or like model, think of it like like you have like this grandiose table in the middle where you can see buildings, like the entire city built on top of.
This is a nice view.
Ah, yes. Sadly, it is outdated, so to speak. Well,
Oh, so?
well, the entire lower district needs to be rebuilt. So I would need to demolish that entire section of it, and well,
Perhaps it'll be a model for how they hope to rebuild the new other side. Yes?
it will take me some time, but it might be doable to rebuild.
Is this a common issue? Rebuilding the South?
No, sadly, I helped design it. I'll lay out the most of the schematics for the city, so to speak, but I guess we just weren't prepared, truly. And my heart is really with the people in the lower city, so to speak. But there is not much I can do because my hands are kind of tied, with me only being honorary.
May I say something that might sound...
You're welcome to.
You are a bird in a very pretty cage.
You hear him laughing.
It is a cage with a lovely view, but that's what this feels like.
Oh, you cannot be more right, sadly. I am giving the highest honor, and yet I cannot use it for anything except do my research, continue to honor to the city and the people in it. Even since over half of the population is gone, I still am forced to be here.
Mine too precious to lose.
Not only that, I even offered to send apprentices of mine who are studying the healing arts to go down and help after the things had calmed down, after the beast had left the city, but I was not allowed to.
Hmm.
I was even chastised for even making the suggestion.
They don't see them as people. They see them as something else.
Most of those who did live in the lower city were property.
Hmm.
Sadly.
I do not like a cook who cannot take care of their knives. It seems disgraceful. Just as a pity that the city cannot take care of their people, but specialize in only taking care of a few gilded cages. It
Understandable,
is.
and it's one of the most frustrating thing. I say, if I had the chance, I might not have chosen to take on the honor of being uplifted to an honorary air
Well,
caste. I would have loved staying in the fire caste, to be honest, because I would have more freedom.
mm. Well, so about this yurt. Its specialty is that it insulates and isolates the living area, and it is allowed to be modular in nature, allowing it to be not only a place of common use, but it also has the ability to have things drawn across, allowing privacy for others. Ample storage, if possible, and given the honeycomb-like structure on the wall areas, allow it to maintain a comfortable temperature all year round. Should the area grow smoky or perhaps need additional air, there are ventilation systems here and here. By pulling this lever and allowing this aspect of the skins in the tent with the inner lining to lift, allowing a updraft to pull in the cooler air while expending the excess hot. Because it is modular and easy to set up, it is often commonly broken down, put on, say, a small sled, and transported to go with the nomadics.
Huh.
And this is a yurt. Now, mine happens to have a active honey production within its area because there is a large hive that has inhabited the entirety of my wall structure. So I do not have the luxury of utilizing the collapsible nature of it, but if I do need to move my house, it is very doable.
You see him for a moment, just like stop. Wait, you have bees in your walls?
Yes. They use the warmth in the winter to sustain themselves and keep themselves well. And I am able to provide them with potted plants and things of that nature on the inside, should they have want of need of some form of pollen, or they can eat their own honey hives. But it is a nice symbiotic system.
Well, why don't you... Huh. You said that it's not easy to travel with since they are living the way they are in the wall sections, correct?
I did not want to disturb the current hive that is there.
Huh.
If they were collapsible this way and they were set up more in panels, it would be easier because then I would simply cut the wax seams as such. But this was not taken into account when I was making the first draft. I was thinking of something that could collapse a little bit more thinly for being able to easily set it up and set it, you know, on my own.
Right. So maybe something akin to something over here I've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
Come with me, I'll show you something.
Mm-hmm.
You see him taking you out a back door into a room as he slides the doorway. You feel a sense of hot and humid air that you're used to. Almost makes you feel a little bit at home as you walk into it.
Mm.
And you see that you're inside a paneled room made out of glass, where you can see a lot of different beds of plants strewed about.
Hmm. Lore of that jewel. Hmm. And the jewel takes the air and keeps the air in. Hmm.
And it makes so that the sunlight can get in here to these private collection of plants I keep.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have something else in here. And you see him grab onto a cloak or a robe rather that he quickly adorns, and then takes on a funny hood uh, with a mask to it made out of wicker or
Hmm.
straw mask, really.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him walking over to a box. And at first you don't see anything really interesting about, but then you see the bees.
Yeah, a golden army.
Oh, just I keep them because I need their wax for a lot of things, but their honey is also a really good thing to have. Plus, they help keeping the plants healthy.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. You will fit here, little ones.
Nem, as you walk close to him, you see a few bees like fly over to you.
Mm-hmm. She
And
doesn't move. She keeps with her question.
they seems to be curious about you because they haven't seen your kind before.
I might still have pollen and remnants of my plants in my hair. If you wish to look. Bella? Tell your sisters to come out and play too.
You see a small swarm of bees starts to fly around you.
I wonder if you miss trees.
But sadly, I don't have a big enough room to grow trees in yet, but I was thinking on extending this indoor garden, so to speak.
Hmm.
But sadly, there's only as much I can do, because it will take immense work to build something that big. That would be almost like I would need to looks towards the neighboring building, like tearing down a couple of the neighboring structures and rebuild the entire thing just to have room for that.
Hmm. Have you thought of keeping smaller versions?
Of trees?
Yes.
I have a few I have cut down to be into bushes instead of the full-grown trees. And he gestures over by what first, for you looks like a bush, but then you see the trunk in the middle, like thick and gnarly, with in a bunch of these smaller branches sticking out, with some of them actually carrying fruit or flowers.
Hmm. What fruit is this?
It's an orange. Something from a little bit further south. I got my hands on a few fruits and the seeds from them. Managed on to grow this single tree out of it.
Have you had the fruit?
It's a very sweet and sour taste. Like, he goes on, pluck one and hands it to you. Don't eat the peel, peel it.
She'll look at Sobek. She'll look back at this. Do I use my hands or shall I use a knife? It feels fleshy.
You can use your nails. Like, you see him go over, pluck one off and pushes down on the top and rips off the skin. And all the different pieces inside comes in bite size.
She'll look mischievously over at Sobek and Raleigh and offer them a piece. She'll look to see if Kolith is behind.
Or if he's lost in the miniature city in the workshop behind.
Last forever.
Yeah. Alright. Yay, nom orange. Bees are not talking. Why are bees not talking? Squints. Concern.
Wait. You can talk to us?
Yes.
You're weird.
You are weird.
No, like, you're weird. Like, humans can't talk to us in our own understanding.
Oh. Eh. I wouldn't say I have a human understanding of animals, but sure.
Also, you smell funny.
It's probably the flowers. You want to come in? You could bring your sisters.
Come in where?
You can hang out in my hair. You can relax on me. You can help me eat some of this fruit. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to eat all of this.
How big is the orange?
Well, for Nim, the orange is probably, pretty big in her hand. Because remember, short.
Like the size
So she's
of...
just like, I'm not going to be able to eat all of this.
I suspect it's probably like an overwhelming flavor as well. So.
Yeah.
Need flavor.
Sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour, there's a lot of it. Shares with children, shares with
Its
the
skin covered
poor
in
soul.
oil.
Its skin is covered in oil. She's going to smell like orange for a good chunk of the time. She is probably considering putting some of this oil on Koi's face when she sees him, provided it's still there. Usual stuff.
Because he smells so bad all the time.
Oh, at least he'll smell like orange somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Just
Mommy's gonna
because
be
I'm
like,
not
what have you done?
just because I'm not in the scene doesn't mean you guys have to talk so much shit. Damn.
Well, you see the bee...
I mean, I'm not in the scene either, so what's your excuse?
Neither
Yeah.
am I.
But the bee lands on your shoulder and like enjoys like a small piece of the orange, and you see a few other bees lands next to it from the big swarm that seems to float around you.
Mhm. I like how Nim is just treating this swarm casually like it's every day. And now he has better context as to why she's just like, I'm not gonna get stung, and if I do get stung, it'll probably be an accident.
You just see like Artius just like standing and like looking at you weird, and like pulls up his entire garb like and hangs over on a hook, but staring at you oddly.
You okay?
How do you make them do that?
I talked to him.
Talk to him.
Yeah. Why don't you?
They don't understand a word I would say to them.
Sometimes intent's half the fun.
In the meantime, I have like this this vision of Nim bissing at the bees while also doing a happy little dance, basically to, when talking to the bees, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
this
they're
is
really
where,
quite sweet once you get to know them. Yeah.
but this
Swap
is where
that scene.
we're going to swap the scene over to Seamus and Tanny and Koi.
What time of day is it?
At
I
this
assume
time-
it's not the morning, considering they were looking at planets.
No, it's late afternoon at this point. It took a while to get up the entryway up to the gate and then through the entire city also to have a look around. But what are you guys up to doing? Because last I checked, you were together, correctly? The three of you.
I know where Koi was sleeping. I don't think Koi was with us, but I'm sure we'll go find him.
Yeah, Koi wasn't with you.
Where were
He's
Seamus
everyone
and
else
Ted?
left.
I was with the refugees that we had pulled out.
Yes.
I was sleeping. I was cuddle piling with the orphans.
Dang,
Yes.
cuddle piles.
Why do I have a feeling I'm getting a jealous? Oh, there it was.
I'm not jealous.
Baka.
Everyone's so jealous.
Why do people think I'm jealous? I'm not. Anyways, what are you two up to, Seamus and Tenny?
Well, I assume. What is Okay, so it's late afternoon, so like and I didn't have a lot of exhaustion, so I'm probably fine. But
I think it was what y'all got rid of.
is everyone's exhaustion gone?
No, I still have to wait. I have to wait another few hours because I got 3 instead of 2.
Right, okay. So I think Tunny, after trying to feed all of these orphans, would have eventually gone to find you and be like, yo,
What's
you
up?
awake?
No, I'm dead. Hi, Tenny. What's up?
Still, okay. So we're not gonna do Portal today?
I can do it today. It's alright. It's like I've been sleeping the whole day for the past 2 days. Still have this weird, you know, I still have a lot of scratches and bruises I don't know where I got from on my head mainly, but I'm
Okay,
fine.
no, we're not doing it then because you don't really know what you're doing, and the last thing I want is to fuck it up with 200 people. So no, you're not doing it today.
I could just, practice like today and then we do it tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if it's a good idea to even practice.
I mean, more like, okay, what if I learn how to attune to it, you know? So like you attune to the place and then it kind of helps because then you get to some control over it and stuff. And Koloth said that it was going to help me, but like I don't trust him.
You don't
Nah, I
trust.
trust him. I have a bit more faith in him, but don't tell him.
Okay, look, like I know he plays some pranks and all, and because he's just a jealous asshole, but like he's not gonna do anything because like this is the fate of 200 people here. Like, do you really think that lowly of him? Because if you do, then we should get rid of him.
Well, it's not that I don't. It's not that I think he would do something. It's that I think he would hold it against me.
If what?
Okay, so like, how do I put it? All right, so like, think about it like this: he helps me, I succeed, then I owe him a life debt because this is really important, and he may use that.
So what?
I don't know. He can ask for anything, and that's what I'm worried about. What is he gonna ask for?
Tony's going to put her hands, big muscles, and be like, "Look, Koi, I know you're a big, strong man. You have lots of pride. I'm gonna need you to suck it up. Because this isn't about you.
It
It's about
isn't.
them. So whatever he wants, you're just gonna have to give it to him."
I don't wanna.
It's, oh, okay. Then we're just gonna leave these people here to starve. That's what we're gonna do.
No,
Yes, we are.
no,
Yes,
no.
yes, we are. Yeah, because the last time you tried to open a portal willy nilly, a fucking the octopus decided to come out and try to drag you in there. I'm not going to submit these people to that. So yeah, those are your two choices. Either we
What if
leave
I
these
ask?
people here, or you suck it up and you get your lessons from the man who actually knows what the fuck he's doing.
What about Alade? She knows what she's doing.
Hashtag Kolif might not know what the fuck, he might just be talking out his ass, but you never know.
You never know. Yeah. What about Alane? She knows what she's doing.
Alane. Fine, the three of you.
Why don't you? Why do you? Why do I feel like you don't trust her?
Because Alani has her own interests. But whatever. I mean, I trust her as much as anyone else here.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I kind of forgot Alani was around because, I mean, we've done all this stuff and she's just not.
Oh no,
She's just been hiding this whole time, so. But, you know,
She's
I
done.
keep. Yeah, she's not a fighter. Whatever, it's fine.
I mean, she has done a lot. I mean, why do you think I can make portals? She gave me some of my knowledge back, and by doing that,
Yeah, like a month
got-
ago. Like a month ago. She hasn't really done anything other than just be cuddly this whole time we were on the road.
Well, because while she was gone, she used up all her power to give me back some of my memories.
Oh, okay. Out of character, she did come back. She came back before we left. We've been on the road. She's technically been with us, but she hasn't done anything other than, like, she hasn't been fighting with us. She hasn't been doing anything like that. I don't know. Maybe you guys have
I'm
seen.
still collecting my powers, thank you.
Oh, okay.
You see her hanging over Koi's shoulder in her human form, just scowling at you, like giving you the stink eye for, like, I'm still collecting my powers. Do you know how much energy I put into this guy? Like gives like a hand just at Koi.
I shrug at her. I'm like, I'm not saying, ooh, like, you know, pull
And
your
then there were
weight.
also me protecting you, sister.
From what exactly? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that didn't really work, by the way. I did have a visit from my mother. Which was unsettling.
I mean, yeah, after what she's done, I would think it's unsettling.
Right, but that was a right mother, right? Else we would really been hard.
What she said, she did seem different. She seemed different. She said that they are now combined. So she has the memories of the angry one.
Did she apologize to you, or was it just like, oh, I got my memories back? Okay. And then walk away, kind of thing.
No, she didn't apologize.
She did.
You.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
She did.
She did, but you did not welcome her apologization to you. If you,
It wasn't like I'm sorry for making you. It was more like I'm sorry for that you're afraid of me, and less of I'm sorry for assaulting you.
Well, she can't really, say sorry for what another half of her she was not in control of doing to you.
I mean, she technically
Sure she can.
For
In
her.
its same meat suit. I don't know what to tell you.
You can't. Unfortunately, you can't use the excuse of "that's my other half." It's still you.
But the
Yeah.
other half has its own personality and decision making. That's not on
Yeah,
the
no,
other
no,
part.
No,
the
but like
worst-
it sucks though because it's like on the other hand though, like you don't see that. So to you it's always one person, right? So
Right.
yeah. So, I understand. I do. I completely understand. But like from the other side though, like if you're not fully aware, then it's always going to feel like it's from just one person. Yeah. Which is honestly super traumatizing when it's like a family member. Yeah,
Alright,
sort of.
Okay, what if I practice by myself going through the portal and then coming back?
Are you sure?
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Oh, hey, Seamus, where have you been all day?
Just been helping around.
We've been helping the refugees. I had to feed like 6 children this morning. And I don't know how to cook, so that was an adventure.
I
So
think you
you
did pretty
are
well. They seem happy.
So you are the chosen one. Got it.
How am I the what? I learned how to cook. What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you think it's I'm talking about cooking, but like, look what you've been doing since you got here.
Right, can we go back to the original topic, please?
Why don't you have a lot of faith in yourself?
Oh, fucking hell, here we go again.
I mean,
Koi, stop digging into her, please. That's my job.
what's my... Damn. You know what? Fair enough. Yeah, no, okay. I will practice, so that if
But
anything
no
bad
going through
happens...
the portal.
What? Why?
I mean,
Because
what if you screw up?
Yeah, my point. If you screw up and you open a portal, either that's not truly connected, you can get lost on the other side or in the space in between.
Then
Which
you're
means-
gone, and no one is
Koi-
going anywhere.
Koi puts his hands together. It is what it is. Alright, let's test this out. How do I do this?
Well, I guess it's better that
Well-
he gets lost than a whole bunch of people, but...
Yeah, you see? Thank you, Tony, for agreeing with me.
Well,
She just grimaces at him.
if I may offer up an idea,
You have an idea? I'm listening. And then he goes.
And
He's
I have an idea. Goodbye. And he's back.
I like the idea a lot. All right, I'll disappear.
Disappear.
I did
Alright.
not do it by itself.
I know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, don't worry.
Wait, am I coming through okay?
Yeah,
Yep.
you're coming through. Okay, don't worry.
Crisp.
Yes. As I was saying before, I was so rudely disconnected.
Yeah.
So you know how. So you know how you have to have an idea where you're gonna show up, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if we use that portal thing that we saw in the center of our island as a focus?
There are 4 points in the world. I will tell you now. There is point 1, which you have just mentioned, being that position. Point
Well,
2,
it would be all that wise to show just the center of town.
yeah, that's point 2.
Yeah, I agree. If things go awry, center of town is a bad idea.
Okay, so you want me to go straight to that place. Okay, got it.
Huh,
All right.
What? Wait, what place? What place you going to?
No, I'm not going to the center of town. I'm going to the portal area where we found all those different portals.
The stones. Okay.
No, wait. Oh, so that begs the question: what happens if this goes wrong and then now it causes a rift in reality?
No idea.
Oh,
No
if you
clue.
Okay.
causes a rift in reality, all kinds of things can pour into this plane of existence from all the other planes potentially.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
it's
we
not-
should do this outside of the city. Should we leave the city just on the outsides and do this on the outside of the city? We should do this on the outside. Yeah, let's go on the outside of the city. And then she just starts yanking on you.
Chloe sighs and follows behind.
See how it's also follow.
Okay. I see that
Alright.
there's a little break in the wall there, so that's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Alright.
Oh, this is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. Oh.
Hey, you can't go back you can't go back on this decision, okay?
I just can't think of a way to do this without any risk. I'm just nervous. Oh god.
Okay. What if you guys go stand by the wall, so if this goes horribly wrong, you can quickly rush in and get a head start.
Okay.
Alright, no.
I just grab Seamus and we both go to the wall because I don't think either of us could do anything if we don't have.
And
Should we wait for Colith?
No, we're doing this. Also, take Alane with you. I don't want her getting hurt as well.
No, I'm staying.
If
with you
anyone's
because
going to get hurt, it's gonna be me because I can handle it.
No,
No,
you
Alani's
cannot.
staying.
I'm guiding your hand.
No, she's going with you.
No,
What?
you're not doing this alone, Koi. I'm guiding you.
Okay, alright. I trust you. Don't get lost. Alright. And then Koi tries to rip a hole in reality.
She, shows you some hand movements to try, and asks you to concentrate on the place you want this rift to go to, in a sense.
I concentrate. I choose the stone teleporter that we found.
The
He's
then-
clinging to Seamus.
The
clinging.
main stone or one of the portal stones you're trying to open?
The main stone, not the portal stone. I'm not trying to make I'm not trying to make a path to the plane of water or fire. Okay.
Why are you aiming for the thing that actually powers the teleportation?
Okay, fine. I'll aim for one of the other portals and learn my lesson the hard way. This is your fault, DM. I choose one of the one of the portals. Well, the portal gates, I guess.
I have no idea what's going on with my thing. Oh boy. Great,
I'm
do something
sorry.
elemental.
Koi,
Alright.
has you you focus and you like push your hand into the very in between the fabric between the space and time, and you like rip this opening, and it opens up.
Yeah.
You see the stone in front of you, like the blue, the turquoise light blue stone glowing just on the other side.
Alright. I hop in.
You guys can also see it because it's like a hole in space and time you can see from all angles, so you can like literally see the stone on the opposite side with its soft
And
glow.
he's just waiting for something to explode.
Yeah.
And you see Koi just walk through. And then he like turns around and gives a little hand wave.
Seamus, while clinging on to Teddy, what do you see? Saying this to Koi.
Hey, look around. What do I see?
You see the small mount with the different stone pillars around you, and different gates around you too.
Yep. Right place.
Oh,
Okay, come.
looks.
Alright. I hop back through the portal.
Close it. Close it. Close it.
Mm.
Close it.
Alright.
Close it.
Alright. And I try closing it.
Out of character, would Kolif sense this?
Oh,
Or was he too far away?
Yes.
yeah. Call if you suddenly feel this really bad feeling as you can feel the ripples of space and time being ripped a little bit apart.
Oh god.
Not again, damn it.
So to set the scene, Colt was happily playing around in the garden, looking at the plants, smelling them, just that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, his face goes white, and he just stares in the exact direction of where the portal in space and time has been ripped open.
As you look through the window, you can like see this small pillar of light on the opposite outside the walls.
Is there angelic music coming through?
No.
No.
Is it
That'd
Elden
be
Ring
cool.
boss music?
Is it final boss battle music? Why did I hear boss music?
Either we're re-rolling characters or we're leveling up, one or the other.
Anywho,
Or
I
neither.
jump.
I'm joking.
jump-
I'm joking.
Thank you.
The only
God.
reason why I needed to be there, man, is because I can see this and the bad stuff.
Well,
I can let you know if the portal's safe.
And just as it opens, you see it closes again, and you can like feel that
it's It's repairing it.
Starts repairing itself.
So it works.
Their soul.
I feel like
Penny
Coldness is going
peels
to.
herself off Seamus.
I think Coldness is going to be angry when he realizes it. It is what it is.
Wait, Coleth is going to be what? Sorry?
Yeah, Coldness can sense this stuff when I open a portal.
That's pretty useful.
Yeah, I wonder how he. I think he's going to be upset with me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I can detect them within 1 mile.
Well, he knows where we were supposed to be doing this, so I don't see why he would be upset.
Because he probably wants to be here in case something happens. Or he's just going to give me a.
Guys, I would say we take a small break here because we've been at it for for almost 2.5 hours. I would say a small toilet break is in
Okay.
order.
Alright,
So grab your snack,
no
let's go to
problem.
the bathroom, grab something to drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's another energy drink.
We will be right back, dear viewers. Give us a moment.
So you don't want to tell her why Kolith wanted to be there. Might have something.
I was gonna tell her, and then Dion was like, "All right, time for a break," and I was like, "Okay."
Might have something to do with the fact that last time you opened a portal, an Eldritch being tried to molest you. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like she knows, though.
Yeah, she does because she has
Yeah.
made reference to it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of assuming that, like, unless you guys are going out of your way to keep stuff from her, as we were traveling, we would have caught up on all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
We've been on the road for
Oh.
like a month, so.
Oh yeah.
Or you would have, you could have told her and stuff. You wouldn't hold it back. You would have told Nim as well because, so Nim knows what's going on whenever there's a portal.
Yo, can avoidant go get somebody? We got a bot in the chat. Buddy, we got a bot in the chat. Guys, don't touch the link. Don't do it. Don't touch it. Don't touch
it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Like,
Don't.
it's a cool link, guys. I want to see where it goes.
No, it goes to it. No.
goes.
No, it goes. No.
Fine.
There you go.
Fine.
Yo, something is echoing like crazy. Who has the stream up and doesn't have it muted? Hmm? What?
What?
It's fixed. Good job.
Who was it?
I'm super cool.
It was Tim.
Just because I went on because I wanted to see what the link was.
It was Tim.
So what's the link?
Anyway, no, it's one of those like by viewers bots. So
Oh no.
yeah.
I just yeah.
I'm gonna get some tea. BRB.
Yep.
All right, no problem. Yeah, it's not too bad, right? It's just one portal.
Ow. It just means that the thing's attention's now brought to this area.
It was Tenny's fault for saying let's test it out before we actually made a portal.
Throwing my bondmate on the bus, are we?
Oh, okay. It was Seamus. It was Seamus's fault. There we go.
Yep. Seamus's fault. 100%. That this is now canon. Seamus's fault.
Yeah, of course.
So, like, if anything bad happens from here on out, it's your fault.
Yep.
No, but like, I also agree it was actually a better idea to test it out before, like, just
Oh no, to make sure that
Just
we actually can do it.
yeah,
I
because then yeah,
I just figured that with a powerful item like the heart of the heart art of the mountain might help
yeah,
focus you.
Good luck
might
trying
help
to
with what?
get. Good luck trying to convince Nim to let her use her broomstick.
I'm not. Nim will actively fight me for that.
I think you'd be able to convince Nim for the simple reason that it would be saving a bunch of lives.
Also, we don't know if it would consume it, the heart of the mountain.
Unlikely, because you're using it to help. You're not burning it. What you're doing is you're using it to help focus
The
your
focus,
vision
yeah.
of an area.
I just thought of something.
Hmm.
If by
Mm.
some miracle you were to convince the the guy you've been talking to come with you, since has been studying, he could possibly study the portal, and eventually we could get teleportation circles.
It'd be difficult, but because that's a higher tier of magic. Um,
And I think the other thing was if he does study it, he would need koi, or at least the circle. And if he studies that, it could, while we're gone, it could lead to disaster.
but at least we have the recipe for paper now.
Sort of.
At least
We
no, we have
we have a substitute for it, and
yeah.
that's way better than what we had.
Keep in mind, he only told us he took plant fibers and squished them together. There was other process he mentioned, but didn't want to leak out for secrets.
No, he did. He told me.
No, he gave them the recipe in exchange for something. He's
I
been
gave,
yeah.
I give him the recipe in exchange for seeds and my recipe for my basic potions.
Yeah. It's not like he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna hide this stuff because it's these people.
With all the talk of
Like he's
him about costs and expenses he's been saying, makes me think that they might actually have coins, like coin
probably
currency.
probably yeah.
That would be
They
some high-level potions to give out, or something of value.
Well, I mentioned
No,
potions, and we haven't gotten any kind of. Uh, I'm trying to get him to get us potions, but more potions, but he
I
keeps on
think I
distracting
think
us with different things.
no, I
He's
think
an
the thing is
artificer. What do you expect?
I think the thing about it is that this place is more industrially advanced rather than like advanced as a whole.
In a sense, it was sort of like in the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah. So like they have abandoned magic somewhat and focused on like actual progression.
Well, it could be since I don't think magic has been essentially banned yet, aside from what we have learned from your
Yeah.
past.
No, I'm saying like it's somewhat abandoned. Like they don't use magic as much, but rather they use the whole like okay, industrial stuff because they seem like more advanced than us in technology sense, but when it comes to like magic and alchemy and stuff like that, they're kind of behind.
Well, yeah, that's the
But they
feeling I.
might know about clerical magic, not so much druidic.
Um,
Yeah,
the mere fact that they had a charlatan and as their religious leader makes me think that they don't really have much in the way of clerics. Um,
And honestly, that
because
instance sort of that gave me an idea for what I want to do with my character if past allowed us to do multiclass. I would
what do
do
you think?
Path of the Berserker Barbarian for my second class with Seamus.
well, I'm
Hmm.
obviously trying to unlock artificer.
Because Artificer just showed itself there, like, hey,
If
buddy.
it's trying to tell like the alchemic version of it.
Yes. Because that would work well with Kolith.
Alright, I'll try and unlock Sorcerer because Sorcerer seems so cool.
Honestly, you should have an easy time because you have an Elrich. Well, you have a extra dimensional sugar mama. Who would totally
That's
be willing
one.
to invest your blood with magic because she already offered to do so.
Well, she offered to turn me into an elf. I said no.
How would she do it? She'd infuse your body with magic.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
you would probably be a wild magic user, but
That's all you needed to That's all you
from
needed to tell me.
to
Welcome back.
upgrade from Totem Barbarian to Wild Search Barbarian.
the only problem with being a barbarian in sorcerer is the whole not being able to cast spells while raging.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you have to pick one or the other. I have the same problem as a barbarian cleric.
Although we'll say, if I did go Barbarian with Seamus, I would be allowed to get extra attack. I have learned while watching Critical
Yeah.
Role.
You
Because
would
if you
have
if
you
you have a
would
class
gain
that doesn't have multi attack, the subclass that does, you will get that.
Yeah.
you'd gain access to multi attack. But at the right level.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, level 5. Well,
Yeah.
for Barbarian, that is.
Is everyone
Yeah.
back?
Yeah. I'm back.
Uh,
Is
So
the
far,
DM?
like at an earlier level.
The DM isn't packed yet.
The DM? Okay.
Oh, I am back, and I've been
Oh.
judging.
Rude.
Also, I
Judgment.
realized
Yes.
I think we're like halfway through the summer, and we have yet to actually start growing crops. And winter is slowly approaching.
Huh? What?
We haven't discovered agriculture, like growing crops and stuff. We've only
We have.
gathered and hunted.
I mean, we have because like, how much
Yeah.
have we?
Nim's family.
Nim's and family grows the stuff. They have a plot.
Yeah.
That's why
It's just like medicinal herbs and stuff that they grow.
Yeah.
They are having a small, like, wild garden, I would call it. Like, it's not really a domesticated farm at all. It's like a few wild plants are grown here. Okay, we tend to these plants and make them grow a little bit expedient so that we have, things
But
at hand. But it's not like great food stuff. It's not like beginning agriculture at all.
Actually, out of curiosity, from the second tribe that came to us, would have any of them been farmers, or are they roughly hunter-gatherer like us? We did know that some of them knew how to construct like bricks and stuff.
That's a good question.
Probably. We should ask. When
Good question, McMahon.
Yeah, when we go back, we can ask them. So is everyone back?
Is Nim back? Is Nim hiding again?
Is Nim asleep?
Nope.
Ah,
Oh,
she's
thank you.
hiding. Oh.
She's that scared me. So everyone's back, DM. I think we're ready to continue.
I just was opening up another window to reload the sniper rifle to take out another bot.
Ah, thank you.
Wow. Stop, Nim. He's already dead.
Just
Double tap, but gotta make sure.
Yeah,
There's other
Harmon just has
Isn't that the
Even
second
anything,
rule of the zombie apocalypse?
yeah. It's like that's a waste of bullets. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my.
It says you have to shoot him twice.
Are you using your prime veil awareness?
What?
Well, that's the thing that would have allowed me to detect him.
Yeah. It pings
So, yeah.
hard.
Hmm?
It pings hard.
Mm-hmm. And I have I have a dead look of just, God damn it.
Gotta get there fast before I get taken
But that's not from
again.
the portal. You're sensing this.
Oh,
What? There's more?
But wait, there's more.
But
You-
wait! Yeah.
There's more.
Act now, and you can get this hell being for free.
You
Okay.
sense a major presence as you like reach out to feel the energies around you. And you can feel something great coming from over here. Like it's sickening, almost like overwhelming presence you can feel.
Oh,
Okay. Um, I'm going to. Um, his name's
ask your butt.
Armith, if I remember correctly.
Artis.
Artis. Sorry. Um, Artis.
Yes?
I just got this odd hunch.
Are you okay?
Would
You
you
seem to have
mind?
gone pale, my good friend.
Yes, I'm rather sensitive to dimensional shifts. And there's
Huh?
something odd about your cathedral.
What are you talking about?
Well, there's something of an extra dimensional nature emanating from it.
What's extra dimensional?
Okay. Um, I'll take out
The
a
last
clean
name
piece of clay, and
back.
and give him a quick down and dirty diagram of what extra dimensional things I'm talking about. Um, essentially, that there are barriers between our reality and other realities, is an extra planes, and those can be breached by
Oh.
by different means, and that can be perfectly safe and fine, but sometimes they can be horrifically dangerous and let in something that will slaughter all of humanity. That kind of thing. So these things are dangerous. They're not, and it's very easy to not know what you're doing when you're messing with them.
And you say these entities are outsiders from our plane of existence. You see him like scrambling to get, to write this down you're giving him, so to speak.
Well, they can be from our dimension, but they don't necessarily emanate from our own. The thing is that the gods themselves don't even know all of the things that are in there.
Wait, you say gods as in multiple?
Yeah, I've met a few.
Excuse me, what?
Oh yeah, I've met a few. Believe me, it's caused me nothing but
Just teasing, guys. Don't worry.
confusion. I'll talk to him in Celestial and say this world the world is very large outside these walls.
You speak to him in Celestial, he just looks at you weird.
Sorry, that was the language of the gods. What I told you is the world is so much bigger outside these walls.
Right. You see him going back to his scribbling?
But I would really recommend you letting me investigate your whole temple complex thing.
Um, sure. Since you're saying it might be dangerous, I can personally have you escorted in there. If you say it's something dangerous that might be hiding in the chapel, then sure.
Fantastic. Oh, and if you want to talk to somebody about meeting gods, Nim has chatted with at least 2. I'm thinking 3.
You just see him like almost breaking his neck as he turns his head to look behind him at Nim, who's like dancing with the bees in between the flowers in the garden.
Make it sound so strange.
Be perfect time for a charisma roll.
What's the matter?
Trying like hell to sell our group.
You okay?
Thought you were gonna sell me out for a second.
No, you're my big guns.
I think I'm gonna talk shameless.
He could have sold me out, and it would have made sense. But yeah,
You have spoken with gods.
And spirits.
Spit. Are you messing with me? Are you guys high on shrooms?
Nope. Otherwise, I would tell you what kinds, so you can use them for other means.
Some wind
If you-
spirits appear around Nim's shoulders. They're chasing bees.
Or riding them?
It's the beast.
Or riding them.
How small are these wind spirits, or how big are these bees?
Wind spirits can take any shape because they are like the wind, they are fluids. In a sense, they don't articulate to one size. They can be as small as like a sprite in a sense, like these small, like basically lights, where you only really can see their shape thanks to the energy that fluctuates through them. Kind of small.
Or TLDR, they look at you and they say with the sassy little voice,
Ain't magic. I ain't gotta explain shit.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that this might come off as weird, but it's very real.
You see him like take like the telescope, like a small, like a miniaturized thing of that. Like he like clicks on in front of his eye, and it like zooms in to look at one of the wind spirits.
Mhm.
And you're saying this is a wind spirit?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Starts frantically scribbling down.
As I said, we're a bit more than that than just naturalists.
Are you perchance also, like, leans over and whispers, this arcanist?
Well,
I know what that is.
all of my... He puts up his fingers. Arcanish powers are all natural energies that I'm harnessing.
Well, it's just that it's outlawed here.
Why?
Because that's what brought the end to the very cities themselves.
Are you talking about the before times?
That's what we have been told by our forefathers. The ones who settled this city, that one of the first law that they put down no studies into magic no more.
I knew
That's
it.
fine. That would explain why you guys do not have druid.
What's a druid?
No druid.
And what if I told you I had incontrovertible proof that that's not what happened?
What do you mean?
That the end times wasn't caused by a rampant misuse of magic, but more of a sundering of a god.
Are you talking about that giant purple one? I don't like it.
I think it actually has... I'll discuss it with you later. But I don't... I think I have evidence to prove that that assertion is wrong. And frankly, as a scientist, I'm surprised that you're not questioning that arcane abilities would have had the ability to shatter the world like that.
Gilded Cage is more than just where he lives. Gilded Cage is what's around his head.
I nod.
You have to understand that it's outlawed. I don't want to risk my life by breaking that law.
That makes
It's
sense.
outlawed here.
Yes, and I cannot leave this city. I'm not allowed. The furthest I can go is to the lower city. And that's even under pretext that I need to at least have a major security detail with me.
Too
What
precious. Knows too much.
if I had a way to get you to actually experience the world, and all you needed to do is come with me to the lower city, would you do it?
Maybe, but what with my family?
Oh, they could come with.
And what with my friends?
No.
Do you know what will happen if I and my family just disappears?
Chaos. Because he knows too much.
Colt scratches his head. I'm sorry. I'm with my family. We scatter. We try and figure out questions. And we try and solve them.
I know.
Some people are dandelions, other people are pine cones. He's a pine cone. He can't leave.
As you said, I'm living in a cage.
It's a
It's
pretty one.
it's to both protect me and keep me where I am.
It's to hold you down. It's to stifle you.
No, it's a challenge. Think of it. With your invention, you don't have to leave. You could technically look at others so far away.
Only so far because the world is curved, my dear.
Yes, this is true, but what I'm trying to say is that your vantage point only has so far. And perhaps you'll have to live through others now. But you've already figured that out, haven't you? That's why you work with others and try to visit with people like us, right?
Yes, indeed.
The terrible thing about a cage is that without new stimulus or views, well, it'll be hard to invent new things. So, we're just gonna have to get more acquainted and come back more often.
And I will make sure you are welcomed and potentially use some of my influence to make sure you will always have access up here. In my shop, so to speak.
Do
Kolef
you
looks
have a
disappointed.
seed?
Kolef, I understand your disappointment, but I cannot leave. Do you know how big my family actually is that would suffer together with my friends if I mysteriously disappeared from here?
Chains of duty.
I understand. I'm also bound to my family, and I am taking horrible risks to give them a better life. But I just have trouble understanding their madness. But I promise you I will write. As best I can. I'm still rather new to it. But I will try to share my adventures with you. To try to stimulate that mind of yours into coming up with new and exciting prospects.
And I will have a little gift for you and your friends as a thank you for that. You see him walking out of the garden through his second workshop down to his first.
I follow.
Mm-hmm. I do the same.
He picks up a bag and like throws it to you, Kulov.
Okay. I look at the bag.
At first, it's a little bit odd that it doesn't seem like there's something in it or anything. But then you pay attention to some of the patterns that are like inscripted into the sides of it, and the patterns also.
So it's obviously magic. Well, this is obviously better quality bags that I personally have.
Try and insert your hand into it.
I put my hand into it.
You cannot feel the bottom.
I put my arm into it.
Still not feel the bottom.
I put my leg into it.
Cannot feel the bottom.
I can't just take this. I must give you something.
You have already promised me more than anything of value in this workshop. You have shown me new things that I can study. You have helped me with some of my research. And this one I anyways need to get rid of, or else I would potentially get in trouble next time. The Inquisition came by.
I nod, and then I'll start transferring some of my stuff from my basket.
Try and feel a little bit around in it first before you put too much in it.
Oh, okay. I'll look inside.
As you start feeling around, you at first don't really feel, but then you like feel your hand like brushes against something. Something cold to the touch.
I take it out.
It's a handle.
I wrap my hand around the handle and take it out.
Now, as you like pull it out and you like look at it, it's a handle.
Yes, but a handle for what?
As you like look at it, you recognize the material.
And what is it?
Remember what I said about the glaive that Koi is wielding? His blade could be taken off.
Yes.
Guess what you just got here?
A staff?
No. A sword handle. Without a blade.
Huh. Okay. We'll see if Kolith can put that together. Though I would bring it out so that
and you're like looking at it, and it's like in perfect condition. It seems like it has been polished and taken good care of. Do you question where he got it?
I was just about to ask. Where did you get this?
It's an ancient, potential magical artifact that I may or may not have stumbled upon doing one of my few excursions before arriving to the post I am right now. You see his look of, nostalgia washes over him.
I'll see if I can find its mate. Or at least something that it can hold.
It was also thanks to that I managed to improve, together with a couple of the other firecasts, the weapon we are using here. But I couldn't tell where my genius came from, so I am under much scrutiny by the church and the council, so to speak. So that's why I'm giving this to you, and also he walks over with several scrolls of written hides. Is the best description I will give. What do you call? Oh, would that actually be parchment? Because parchment were made out of animal hides, correct?
It'd be vellum.
Vellum.
Yes.
He brings over several rolled up pieces of vellum. In here are some of the discoveries I have made and how to create different potions, and I'll also send a few samples of the potions I have made over time.
Okay.
As one naturalist to another.
I for a second feel really guilty that I even suggested to steal anything from him.
And a last thing I want to give you. You see him walking over and rummaging about in a couple of boxes, and then he walks over to you with a small kit.
Mm-hmm.
He hands you a small leather briefcase, I would rather call it, looking thing, wherein as he opens it and shows it to you, it's full of breakers, glass vials of different sizes and assortments, a couple of breakers and whatnot.
Beakers.
Beakers. English, not my first language. I'm sorry.
You're doing amazing. Don't worry about it.
English is hard.
So is Danish. It's even worse. What? But he gives to you an alchemist set.
Okay. I'm going to. I don't have anything worth nearly as much, but let me give you this. And this is non-magical, so you can reproduce this without any problems. I'm going to give him a sample of one of the healing bombs that we have. I have the ones that that could heal in and outside of combat.
It works better outside of combat, but you can use it as a last-ditch effort in combat.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give him one of mine as a thank you gift. Because I can't even come close to matching this, but I can at least give him something.
Well, you did promise him, a treasure trove far more valuable to him than these items,
Yes, but right now Kolith feels that he can give a healing some healing herbs to make himself feel a little less indebted.
Kolith does have Koi's ones.
I'm giving him one of mine.
Come on. Alright.
And to
Look,
you,
I'm holding on to them, so they're all mine.
And to you, my mysterious little friend, looks towards Nim.
They're playing with bees.
He takes a small bag and hands it to you, like a small pouch, really.
Hmm. Hmm.
Different assortment of seeds from my own garden. In case you wish to plant some of the plants that you yourself don't have access to normally.
I would love that. Do you have any that are struggling?
No, because I can always change how the plant needs to live artificially with the way I have set it up there.
See. Well, should you find any difficulties, I would be happy to help you with them.
I take greatly onto that. But
Mhm.
I'm not done yet. He also walks over and picks up different assortments of things from the forge area.
What is?
For you, my dear, I offer you this sickle.
I do not typically use such weaponry. What is?
It's both a tool and can be used as a weapon. For easier gathering of different plants and whatnot. Here, let me show you. And he like shows you the motion in which you can use it to easy harvest a good like a good bundle.
Mm-hmm. This
In one
makes
go.
sense. This would make the reed collection for your request a lot easier.
But also help you out with other gatherings.
Mm-hmm.
And to the rest of your entourage, there are plenty in this box you can take off of assortment of tools and weapons if there's anything you need.
What do you two think? Do you see anything you like?
You see Raleigh picking up a small cylinder formed item with two flaps or flat lids on, where he like pops them off, and as he does that, you see how one end stays in place, but the other one like shoots a little bit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him taking it out to his eye and starts looking out the window.
Is that like the big one upstairs?
A little bit, but it's for things that are much closer than what is upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps it'll help keep us out of trouble. What about you, Silbeck? Anything catch your fancy?
She grabs a few tools from it, like a small, finely knife, a copper mortar with its
Pestle.
what?
Pestle. It's what you use to craft.
A pestle to it,
Mhm.
and something, a piece of jewelry. She also picks out of there.
Is that something pretty to wear?
No, I felt drawn to it.
I'm glad. May I call you Argus? Or am I to refer to you by some sort of title?
You can call me Art, my dear. That's usually what all my good friends call me.
Very good. Art, is there something that you wish for us to acquire from the outside to bring to you? In case we find anything like it, perhaps.
Well, as he's about to say something, Sobek puts on the necklace, and something weird happens.
Oh no.
You see how she turns back to her regular self.
Uh-oh.
And so does Raleigh. You just see how his beak peeks out from underneath the hood, and you see this small explosion of feathers around his, uh, underneath the hood, and the throat piece shoots out.
I think that a necklace will put to better use at another time, Zobek.
You see how your new friend just stares for a moment. Then lifts his finger to say something. And then he just passes out. You just hear the thump as he falls to the floor.
If she's within distance, she would try to soften the falling.
Kolith will also try and catch him.
Zobek, do you know what that necklace is made of? Or perhaps it has a magic on it? Because it's showing your true forms.
I know, and I can't. And I can't take it off.
Okay.
You
I'll
see
try to
her.
take it off.
You see her how she's struggling. She looks like she's trying to break it off.
Yes. Nim will see about trying to take it off.
It's stuck shut.
Okay. So she's going to try to, perhaps nick around the locking part to see if she can try to use the knife to cut the piece away?
Are you using your magic knife?
No. I would
See,
likely be carefully trying to use the sickle to cut the cord.
And this is why we identify stuff before we wear it.
I completely agree.
Look, that just takes all the joy out of life.
Will the sickle suffice in cutting the cord?
You try and cut a metal cord.
I did not realize it was a metal cord.
Actually, as you look at the necklace, it's a really, really, really fine piece made out of a mixture of different metals as you're looking at it because of the different colors it's covered in. But you also pay attention to some of the inscription that's on it, even though you can't really read it.
Would you like me to roll a check to see if I could surmise what
You may
to do?
roll me an
Okay.
Arcana, if you would, please.
All right. Normal or other?
You may roll normal.
So about that removal.
Soft 20.
This necklace is a necklace that removes magic.
Any instruction on how to remove it?
Nope.
All right.
And
Is it
as you look at the lock, how it seems like it seamlessly is a one-piece necklace right now. You might have a small sense that this is a cursed object, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That when you first get it on,
Great.
you cannot take it off because it also marks you as a spellcaster.
hmm.
Um,
Unfortunately. Actually, that might be curious. In the workshop, do they have clamps or shears?
Yes.
Cool. Can I utilize one of those shears to try to inflict damage upon the necklace?
You can
Oh.
try.
Can you please
Good luck.
make her roll an intelligence check so we don't have to go through every single thing? Like,
Sure,
she's not going to be
sure.
able to break it unless she has magic.
I am really trying really hard not to metagame.
Roll
I
me an
also
int check as you start picking up different tools from around the workshop in an effort to try and break this necklace.
ugh.
You know that a cursed item like this, from him, you were told there is a possibility that the people from the church would know the release word for it.
but they're not likely going to want to give us that. Especially after seeing her.
No, but you do have a high-standing member of the church you can talk to about it.
Provided he wakes up.
I'm gonna make him some tea.
I assume you're talking about Morada.
Oh, that's a That's a brain thing. That's a good brain thing.
But folks, I'm thinking we're cutting today's session here. We've been at it for 3 and almost a half hour. If people are okay with that, because then we will continue next time with the conclusion of what happened today in the workshop.
Well, I honestly thought you guys were gonna talk about what's going on with the other trio.
There's not really much going on with us.
I have a gift. I have gift for Koi. I have a very big gift for Koi.
Please let me see it before you do anything.
Oh no! We're just gonna wave it around and put the two together without any prep work.
And maybe I could see something about that necklace.
We also need to see what's inside that church, because extra dimensional effery is typically not a good thing.
I mean, like, I'm not really sure what we three can do while you guys are in the upper city.
I
Yes,
mean,
we can come back and get you.
I think pretty much right now we're just like, helping out where we can.
Well, because it would be useful to have a clergy-like person with us that we can put in front of us and say, talk to him. He does all the hand wavy bits.
Well, we also have a high priestess.
Yes, but who's gonna be able to talk better scripture? Me or you?
Yeah, at the very
Stand
least,
out.
go get Seamus.
Yes. Like, it makes all the sense in the world to grab Seamus. And
You
then
do
we have
realize I follow Arnalda, right? And these people probably follow Murada's god.
yes, but they're also going to respect anybody who worships the gods.
Even though they might,
And
see them as potential heretics that need to be burned at the pyre.
that's a risk I'm willing to take.
I still think we should bring Murada just in case.
Of course, you guys are gonna bring Meralda.
Of course.
Bring
But
both, of
she's out
course.
she's up in the city.
No,
Ah,
she's not.
shit.
She's with us.
Wait, no.
Really?
Is
Okay,
she
I
going to
thought
see?
Yeah, she's in the lower city. She's not in the upper city.
okay.
She's not like
Then
with us. She's just in the lower city.
I
She's
thought she
in the lower.
went.
She did also say that she would have to go up to the upper city at some point to talk at the temple.
Mm-hmm.
If you can find a way outside, this will be a perfect chance.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Her also seeing, the fucking light pillar of fabric of reality, just like open up. I think that would get her attention too, no matter where she is in the city. Not to also say the rest of the city would be interested in what the F is happening here. But we'll figure that out next time. So thank you again, dear viewers, for have joined us here today, and again thank you to you, beloved players, for joining us here today also. And I hope to see you again next week, where we'll be continuing on this, or even tomorrow with the second team. But till then, have a good one, and thank you very much.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye for now.
Bye bye now.
Bye.
Lame. Alright.
That was rude.